Good afternoon, everybody. Today's video is going to be for UFC Vancouver, UFC Fight Night, Dear Ritter versus Allen. I gotta try to adjust something real quick though. I don't know if I can, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm still getting some pretty good glare in that back poster. It's a poster of my daughter when she used to play softball. Let me see if this helps. Yeah, that actually makes it worse in here. Um, I moved some of the lighting, and I probably need to move that. I don't know. Let me see if I do that. Just for now. Sorry about that. Yeah, you can see her picture a little bit better now. Um, yeah, that was my daughter. She was a good high school softball catcher. Those were the glory days. Those were the fun times when I used to coach high school softball. Um, but anyways, enough of that. Um, if you're watching this, please like and subscribe if you could. Please help me out a little bit. Trying to do a few upgrades to my area. It's still a definitely work in progress. Just work at it when I got time. But anyways, let's get started with this card. Um, First fight of the night. As you can see, I wrote out the names a little bit better this time. We've got Melissa Croden versus Tainara Lisboa. This is Melissa Croden's UFC debut. I do lean towards her, but if you've watched any of my videos before, I have a tendency to stay away from majority of the newcomers. Not all of them, but majority of them. I do like her to be the better striker and possibly even the better grappler. Um, if I was to play anything in this fight, I would take a shot with on DraftKings minus 3.5 for Croden at a plus 150. If you want to get really risky, you could even go, let me look it up real quick for you. You could even go minus 5.5 and let's see, what would it be? Be a plus 175. That's not that much better. I would just stick with the minus 3.5. I mean, she's still going to have to win 3 rounds on one judge's scorecard in order to get that. So, by no means, it's not a best bet. I'm just saying if you want to try something, I would do that. On to our next fight, Asmat Bekayev versus Yorsari Belagari. I probably butchered those names, but I'm trying to get a little bit better because some weeks we have the same names, same last names, and it confuses people. And I had someone ask me about which Oliveira I was talking about. So I'm going to start writing them out like this. I like Bekayev in this fight, but Bekayev I think he's going to be better everywhere. And if he chooses to take it to the mat, I think that's really where he's going to be better. Belgari is going to definitely want to keep it standing. He's more of a kickboxer. That's why I think Bekayev is better off taking this to the mat, where I think he will dominate and get some sort of finish, whether if it's ground and pound or a submission, either one. I don't have a best bet on this fight, but if I was to play anything, it would be Bekayev inside the distance. I do have him as a parlay piece, and I'll pull that up towards the end of the show. Next, we got Stephanie Luciano versus Ravina Oliveira. I think Luciano is just going to be better everywhere. Especially, I mean, let me just say this. Oliveira is probably going to try and wrestle, but Luciano has pretty good takedown defense, and I see that holding up in this fight. So I really like her to keep this standing. And last I checked, the props weren't out yet. I'll have to check again. I was going to consider a Luciano significant strikes over prop. I'll probably stay away for now. And this is another one of those fights where if I was to play anything, I don't have anything right now on this fight, but I do like Luciano a lot. I would play Luciano minus 3.5, minus 105. That's what I would play because I think there's a possibility she could get a late finish. Our next fight is going to be Kyle Prepolek versus Drew Dober. This is this is a fight where I think it's going to stay standing until somebody gets knocked out. I like this fight to end by KO. I do like Drew Dober in this fight. I think he's going to be the better fighter everywhere. I just don't feel like he should be a minus 500. I feel like this should be closer to a minus 250, minus 275 range, something like that. Not a minus. I don't feel like he's a minus 500. So this one here is a stay away for me. I wouldn't mind it as a parlay piece. I did not play the fight to end by KO, even though it is reasonably priced at a minus 130. I got that play on another fight that we will see later on, though. Our next fight is going to be Danny Barlow versus DeJordan Santos. I like Barlow a lot in this fight. I think he's going to be better everywhere, especially on the feet. This fight is going to take place on the feet, actually. No one's going to go for a takedown. Or if anyone does, it'd be Santos. Santos' only path to victory in this fight is for this fight to go all 3 rounds and for him to be the more busy striker. And I just don't see that happening. I think Barlow's going to be better. He's going to be more technical. He's going to be faster, stronger. And I look for Danny Barlow to find a knockout at some point in this fight. Next, we got Bruno Silva versus Hyung Sung Park. I like Park in this fight. I think Silva's definitely alive. But what scares me with Silva is he's had a couple really bad knockouts lately, and I'm very concerned about that. So I'm going with Park. He's not a best bet, though. So if you want to play him, it's totally up to you. I do see the big advantage for Park being on the mat, though. So if you want to look at his takedown prop, I don't mind that at all. But I do like Park to get the win here. And then we got Charles Jourdain versus Davy Grant. This is a close 50-50 fight, in my opinion. So therefore, I'm going to be leaning towards the dog and Davy Grant. I believe he's still around a plus 140. This is going to be a close fight on the feet. But Grant, I feel, is going to be a little more dangerous on the mat. I think it's close on the feet, but Grant has the advantage on the mat. And I feel like he's going to take it there. I feel like he knows he has to take it there. And I think that's where he's going to take advantage of Charles Jourdain. I do like this to be a 3-round back and forth fight. So I could see it going either way, but I'm going to lean with the side of the plus money on Davy Grant. And then this next fight we got Kyle Nelson versus Matt Frivola. I don't know why, but every time I start doing one of these recordings, I start yawning for some crazy ass reason. But sorry about that. I like this fight to stay standing. You know, Matt Frivola is more than likely the better fighter. My big concern is his chin. He's been knocked out really, really bad in the last year. And that is a very big concern to me. And they both have power. Like Kyle Nelson's knockout prop is only a plus 200. Matt Frivola's knockout prop is a plus 100. Fight to end by knockout is a minus 132. And I put BB on this because that's the best bet. I don't know why I did it because I didn't do it on any other ones, I don't think. And this is actually on a sport book called Bet Rivers. You have to go down underneath fight lines, I think it is, or something like that, and you'll find it. But be careful because there's another section on the same site that'll say fight end by KO minus 175, but they got a second section where you find it at a minus 132. This same prop on FanDuel is a minus 145, and this same prop on DraftKings is a minus 175. So shop around. I am going to take fight to end by KO because of Matt Frivola's chin. It's going to be like a little security blanket to me. I think this fight ends by knockout, so I like that a lot. And that's what I'm going with as a best bet on this fight. Then our next fight, we got Cody Gibson versus Eric Kolang, whatever how you say his name. And I like Cody Gibson a lot in this. I think on the feet it's going to be fairly close. But when Cody Gibson takes this fight to the mat, and he will, he's going to rinse and repeat or finish him. I'm leaning towards rinse and repeat. So I'm taking Cody Gibson over 1.5 takedowns, minus 175. If you don't like the over 1.5 takedowns because of the juice, then either look for a 3+. They're not out yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be around a plus 200. Or you could play Gibson money line over 1.5 takedowns at a plus 125. I like that also. So I'm going to play it this way, but I do like Cody Gibson to get the win. And this is what I'm playing, over 1.5 takedowns, minus 175. And then we got one of my favorite fights on the card. I think this should be like the co-main event, to be honest. We got Manon Fiorot versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. I really like Jasmine a lot, but I think this is just a little too much for her. I mean, we seem to forget that Manon Fiorot just fought for the title like a year ago, not that long ago. And yeah, she lost, but I think people are underestimating her strength, her striking ability, and her takedown defense in this fight. I think she's going to be stuffing 99% of Jasmine's takedowns. And when this is on the feet, it's not going to be close. I think she's going to piece her up on the feet. Now, I will say this. I don't think either fighter gets finished. I don't believe either one has ever been finished. So fight to go the distance at a minus 350, minus 360 is a great parlay piece, in my opinion. So I like that a lot. Now, what I did play, even though I'm not really talking shit about her, but I'm saying that I like Manon Fiorot a lot, I did play this because of the value. I played Jasmine Jasudavicius 1 plus takedown on FanDuel and a plus 100. Now, I missed the really good line. It was a plus 120 early this morning. Then I gave it out on another show in the chat, and then after that it flipped to a plus 100. It's now a minus 115. If you're going to play this, I'd play it now. On DraftKings, over 1.5 is a plus 150. So I'm willing to bet that 1 plus on DK when it comes out is going to be closer to a minus 150. Now, they don't have the alternate ones out yet, but if you like Jasmine to get the win, I feel like it's going to come through takedowns. I would ladder her takedowns before I would take her on the money line. I would take her for 1 plus, 2 plus, and 3 plus. Possibly even 4 plus, but I really don't think she gets there. Our next fight is Marlon Vera versus Ayman Zahabi. I like this fight a lot. On the feet, I think Zahabi's a little bit better. Even though Marlon Vera is a really good striker, I think Ayman Zahabi is going to be a little bit better of a striker. But Vera does have a really good chin. So I like this to be a 3-round war, and I like Ayman Zahabi to get his hand raised at the end. I did not play him on the money line, but it's close enough to where you could. So I don't hate that at all. And I did play his alternate significant strikes as a parlay piece. I will pull that up at the end also for you guys. And then our co-main event is Kevin Holland versus Mike Malott. This is a spot where, man, I just don't trust Kevin Holland anymore. He's the better fighter. I mean, he's better everywhere. I mean, would they even be fighting each other if it wasn't in Canada? I don't know, maybe. I mean, it is a 50-50 fight. It's minus 110 both ways, I think. Kevin Holland basically admitted he didn't even know who he was fighting until last week. That's a red flag to me. I have to lean with Mike Malott just because I don't trust Kevin Holland, even though he's the better fighter. I just don't trust him. So do what you want with that fight. Personally, I would just enjoy it and watch it. Hope for some violence, but I'm going to stay away. Then we've got our main event, Rainer de Ritter versus Brendan Allen. Personally, I think Rainer de Ritter is going to be better everywhere. A lot of people think Brendan Allen's going to be good on the ground. I don't. I think de Ritter is just so much better on the mat than Allen. I mean, Allen's good at scrambles, things like that, but I think as this fight gets deeper in the championship rounds, you're really going to see de Ritter take over. And I even lean de Ritter to be the better striker here. So my best bet for this fight is actually RDR money line over 1.5 rounds plus 110. I like that one a lot. It's pretty good value too. I don't mind the over 2.5 rounds either at a minus 125. Actually, I think it's ballooned up to like a minus 150 now, but I don't mind that either. So now that we did that, we will pull up some of my plays. Okay, let's go back over these singles again. I'm going to blow up the screen so I can see it better. We've got singles. We got Jasmine Jasudavicius, 1 plus takedown plus 100. It's now a minus 115 on FanDuel. On DraftKings, you can get 2 plus at a plus 150. I would keep your eye out for 3 plus and maybe just throw a sprinkle on it. We got RDR money line in over 1.5 rounds at a plus 110. If you don't want to play the over 1.5 rounds, you can build your own same game parlay on DraftKings and do over a half a round with him on the money line at like a minus 160. Then we got Cody Gibson over 1.5 takedowns, minus 175. Keep your eye open for the alternate takedowns once again. I'm assuming 3+ is going to be around a plus 200. I'll probably be putting a little bit on that also. Then we've got Frivola versus Nelson, fight to end by KO on Bet Rivers at a minus 132. Those are the singles that we got. And now we will go over the parlays, and then we will get out of here. I've got to wrap this up like in 5 minutes. I got to get my little one off the bus, by the way. So we got parlays. We got Bakayev money line, RDR money line, minus 101. Then our second parlay is Fiort versus Jasdavicius, fight to go the distance. Vera versus Zahabi, fight to start round 3. And De Ridder versus Allen over 1.5 rounds at a plus 102. Now, if you don't want to continue to play De Ridder because of I'm playing him in a lot of stuff, I don't blame you. I would probably recommend maybe going to a Charles Jourdain versus Grant over 1.5, or a Cody Gibson over 1.5 rounds instead of De Ridder, and it'd probably be around the same money. But that's what I'm going with. Then our third parlay is on FanDuel. It's a little bit different. I like doing a significant strike parlay, but I wasn't able to find one I liked. So I did Gibson 1+ takedown, Fiort most significant strikes, and Zahabi 50+ significant strikes, plus 117. I like that one quite a bit too. So those are my plays for UFC Fight Night Vancouver, De Ridder versus Allen. I hope you all enjoyed the content. Sorry I had to speed it up towards the end and get out of here because of picking up the little one off the bus. But if anyone has any questions, please reach out, and please like and subscribe. And I hope everybody has a great weekend.